Like any MP5 video, you gotta slap its ass. Its ass, its ass, its ass, its ass. So, today, I'm playing with a little bit of non-traditional tradition. Zenith Weapons sent me a Form-2 SBR MP5, and, well, there's the F5, and, I had to suppress it. So this is going to be first shots. First round is 115, just ball. Next 4 rounds is going to be 115 Fort Scott. And this is really just going to be kind of a first impressions thing. Let's see how this goes. I have not shot an MP5 in probably 15 years or more. I used to do security with a company. We had 43 SDs. So I got to play with like a really cool MP5. This is going to be the first time I've touched an MP5 since then. So this thing has a lot to live up to, and I'm curious to see how it does. Okay, it suppresses well, cycled good, and it was dead smooth. Oh boy. Okay, we got a short stroke in there somewhere. Oh, nope, we have an empty mag. Cool. I'd hate for this thing to be going wrong already. So, initial shots. Kind of digging it. Little more knowledge here. They did set this gun up for me. Aside from the whip machine can, which obviously I put on there, and I did put a riser underneath the Trijicon MRO. This is how they sent the gun to me. This is not a factory configuration. I don't believe they sell them with this. I think this is JMac, but I'm not sure. There's so many stock makers out there right now. I honestly do not know them all. And I don't really care. I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. It's good to have an opportunity to mess around with stuff I don't mess with. But, okay, I'm kind of digging it. I do see why people like the MP5 outside of just slapping its ass. This is 125 grain subsonic mouse fart. I've been playing around a lot with this ammunition lately, and I just kind of want to see what it's going to do inside of this. I'm going to turn that up a little bit more. That's better. It's a little bright out here. The dot's a little hard to find. But it's easy to track because the gun doesn't move too much. So, okay, I'm not going to lie. I can see why guys would want to shoot this thing all day long. And out of the box, it is punching the same fucking hole from what I can tell. I say same hole, I'm shooting rocks, and I'm hitting what I aim at, which is pretty cool. Up here I have a steel target at an oblique angle uphill, and by oblique angle I mean it's actually supposed to be shot from that hill up there, so it really is facing that way. From here, I'm about 60 yards from it, and it's probably about 3 inches exposed. 2 hits out of the box. It's smooth. It's easy to configure. It's not an AR-15, so if you're looking for AR controls, don't. They did put a button up here for mag release, but I definitely like the paddle more than a finger release. Thumbs in, fingers out kind of deal. It's not ergonomic on this platform to roll forward. It is kind of okay to like give it a reach around and grab it, but the thumb release on this works better. Too many people get hemmed up with the manual of controls and the manual of arms of the AR-15 M16 platform, and they shouldn't. They should be able to manipulate different style weapons And no, you might not be super efficient with it, but not all shooting has to be super efficient. Sometimes you're allowed to learn something new. Get used to that idea. Too many people have this, learn one technique for every gun, and then you'll never have to worry. Because if you pick up a gun, that's not yours, you need to be able to shoot it efficiently. First off, Tarkarov guy, we're not dealing with a whole lot of battlefield pickups over here. If that's your wet dream, cool. Train to be training. Don't piss on somebody else just because they like one system over another. I like the MP5 in the same vein that I like a 1911. In my head, a 1911 should be a single stack gun chambered in 45 ACP. Mainly because that's how John motherfucking Browning intended it. The MP5 comes at 9mm. It probably shouldn't really come in 10mm because you're compromising what the system was designed for. Just like running in a single stack, 1911 and 9mm, you're compromising what the system was designed for. When you get into 2011s, and now I guess there's a 2311, that's a different story. That gun is designed for that cartridge and around it. Cool story, bro. Do what you do. But I view the MP5 as like a classic firearm in the same vein as a classic 1911. It doesn't necessarily, it shouldn't always have all these accoutrements. You should be able to use like the standard drum sight and a hooded front sight, but cleaning them up a little bit to make them run a little more efficiently for you, it's not really, you're not being a heretic at that. You should be able to do that. And this one came out of the box with what I thought was going to be a clunky trigger and what now feels like a really clean break. Yeah, it's got a lot of fucking play in it, but it's not an AR trigger. It's not a 1911 trigger. It's what it is. It's not as shitty as a standard AK trigger, but it feels good. Out of the box, from Zenith, I kind of see what all the hype's about. Full disclosure, Zenith sent me this gun to run at the CanCon event in Arizona and what we're calling the after party, the Overland event afterwards. I do have to send it back. They're not paying me to say this. I did tell them I was going to suppress it, so if it wasn't gassed properly, it was going to be a problem, and they said it doesn't need to be gassed properly. It'll just run. They're not wrong, but I've only got 2 mags through it so far. So I am going to plug this thing some more and see if I can get it to hiccup. I do have a few different types of ammunition with me. I'm not going to bother you with it, mainly because there's enough videos out there of monkeys just shooting, and I'm not that guy. So I'll talk to you when I'm done. Yeah, that's fun. That'll do.